digging and telly knot because shadow getting long. I want to see what's in this hole, and it's kind of exciting. Never actually been down here, so I don't know what to expect. There's a lot of metal down there. A lot of maybe a lot of iron oxides and probably all kind of good, fun stuff. Got these two big, heavy metals. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that is washing down and it's sitting down there. That's where you want to dig. Get us a good sample. I want a nice sample all the way down to the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take and these larger rocks, just get them out of the way. Yeah, that's what we want. We want the heavy cobbles. A lot of oxide staining on these rocks, on the bedrock. Looking really good. So this overburden that's on top, it's just like a loose sort of loose collection of bedrock. I'm going to get that up there. And everything down below, I'm just going to get all that up. Case in point, you see, we're getting this really heavy, chunky stuff here that's full of iron oxides, like a conglomerate type stuff. That's what we want. Get this stuff out of my way. Yeah. This stuff looks really good, nice rounded bits, nice, just really heavy conglomerates. All in it, all in amongst this little spot here. And that's what I'm saying. This is an old pitchfork that's washed down into this hole. You know, that's a super old one. That's actually kind of cool. I'm going to take that back up with me. I'll put it over here for now. We want to try to get rid of as much overburden that's on the top of this hole. Get right down to the bedrock. Take a really good sample. It's kind of loose, sort of loose pack stuff. That's all okay. But see what I mean? The amount of metal that's washed down into this hole, that's a really good indicator there's going to be some decent gold in this spot. And it is a active wash layer. Case in point, have a look here. Look at how long this stuff has been washing in here. The date on this bottle is 1967. 1967, right? That's pretty ancient. You know what I'm saying? There you go. A wash layer that's been untouched for that long, that's a lot of floods, and that is certainly a lot of gold that's going to be washed down into this hole. I guarantee you there's going to be some decent gold in this hole. That's pretty damn cool. I'm finding souvenirs in this hole and everything. Lots of heavy quartz. I want to be checking that as well. Running the detector. I should have brought my sieve. I didn't bring my sieve. I want to get right down. You can. Right down to the bottom. I'm going to take a core sample right down here. You can see I'm seeing where the red clay is giving way to blue clay. Right in here. And that's good because it can't go any further than that blue clay. So we got two types. Got two types of clay. We got that sandy stuff, and you probably can't see this, but this blue stuff on top there, blue on the bottom. So let's have a look. So this little hole here, I'm gonna have some pretty Swiss gold. That boulder there, that little cobble, that's a massive cobble. That is huge. We want to move that too because underneath, see, look at this. Look at the amount of metal that's accumulated in this spot. You tell me there ain't going to be gold in here. You tell me that. Let's get this bucket full, get it back up to the house. I'm going to have to charge my phone. This poor little spider's trying to get himself out of here. Let's help him. Come on, buddy. Come on, there you go. Here. You live over there. All right. Let's try and get a good sample down towards the bottom. And then whatever else I can't fit in here, we'll come back for on a different day. All right, but see, look at how this changes. We got all this red stuff up here, kind of reddish. And that blue clay down the bottom. It can't go much further than that blue clay. So the chunky stuff is going to be sitting down here. So that's what I want to get inside this bucket. Stick that over there. Just use our meat scoops. Chuck all that in there. And I kind of want a mixture at this stage. I want a mixture at this stage. You know, I want some of the stuff on top and then some of the stuff on the bottom. And it's going to give me a kind of a decent snapshot as to what's actually going on in this little spot down here. I'll tell you right now, there's going to be some decent gold. And because there's no water down here, we got to take it back up to the house so we can process it. I'm going to get that bucket good and full. Get a nice scrape. See? We got metal galore, chunks of metal, chunks of conglomerate, all sorts of stuff coming through here. There's going to be some decent, chunky gold. I just know it. There's going to be probably gobs and gobs of it too. I don't want to dig too much of that blue clay because the blue clay is going to kind of stick some of that gold together when I go to panning it. So let me just, let me get a decent lot and fill up that little bucket there. This is about a half bucket. This is the kind of stuff I really want to run through the trommel. It's so sticky with clay and conglomerates and all sorts of stuff. But this is where we found that this metal. Where the hell is it at? Over there. We found the metal chunks. And that bit of looked like a tractor implement or something that had washed down here. But it was sitting right here. And that's a really good sign. And we got, of course, this big cobble sitting over here. So it's telling me, yep, this is the place. This is the place to look. I'm getting the largest cobbles I've ever seen in this creek coming into this spot. So it is a place to check, and nice quartz washing down here too. Really nice, yummy looking quartz. It could be specimens, could be anything in this. So I'm fairly motivated to get into it. Now, get that nice and full. I'm gonna take it back to the house. I'm gonna charge my phone. I'm gonna pan it out. I'm gonna see what's been flushing down into this spot, because I've been down here a million times and I have missed this, because generally this spot has always been full of water. But look at it. It's having to face the low pressure zone that we're in right now. High pressure zone, low pressure zone, case in point. Look at all these bulrushes here. Look at the cattywampuses, right? Remember Ichabod Crane? Right? This is what we're looking at. Highly mineralized soil. This stuff loves to grow in. This is where you want to dig. You know, and then it's going to have to climb a hill to get further up. So I guarantee you there's going to be good gold in here. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe, and really helps the channel out. But I'm gonna try to get back on here before the sun goes down, and we're gonna do some pans. That's a nice healthy bucket. Let's get it back up into the quad, and let's go and make history with this gold. Toss it back up there. Let's get the bucket back up there. Let's get all this back up there. And anyway, I'll be streaming again probably in about an hour. I'm going to charge up this phone. This is a beautiful spot to look, and we're not even right down to the bedrock yet. We got a bit of a ways to go. But with the culmination of that cobble sitting there, that huge stone sitting there, these are all sitting there. These actually look like they've been placed here. So this might have been back in 1967, as this was saying. Right? Very well. Somebody could have been enjoying a beer or something down here, doing a bit of prospecting, and they might have left behind a decent amount of gold. So look at that, right? That's a telltale sign. That was sitting right here on the top of this stuff here. Okay? It's not been looked over in that amount of time. All right? Because this hasn't been moved. All right, let's get this bucket up. And let's try not to fall and get hurt up the hill. And let's go and get this gold happening. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, just hit that like button for me. We've got 19 people here and only one like. This is totally live, not pre-recorded or anything. 26 people now and only one like. Let's see if we can get those likes up. All right. Okay, we got our sample, and we're gonna head off. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll be back very soon. I'm gonna do some panning of this stuff. I'm very excited. All right, bye for now.